But unfortunately for these random citizens, they all got bit in less than a second because these people commit the crime of simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But what really surprised me is how priests didn't immediately know this kid is clearly Jester. I mean, just look at his eyes and hair. Man, get those fake tears out of here. You're not fooling anyone. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the How Do People Even Live in This Universe series, where today we have one of the most expansive franchise of all time, the Fate series. Now, we will be looking at these evidence to see just how terrifying and downright devious this universe can do us. But just a warning, I was not kidding about how big this universe is, so most of my knowledge came from the anime and the wikis. Spoiler warning for these series, but without further ado, number 1. In the Natsu universe, there is this event called the Holy Grail War, in which 7 masters are randomly selected to participate in the battle to the death, with the winner getting a wish of any kind. Each masters are to summon a heroic spirit from the past to assist them. Now, mind you, this Holy Grail War is supposed to be a secret kept from the general public by the church and the Mage Association. But here's where we can go into a long list of incidents that violates this rule. So we might as well start from the first Fate I watch. Literally in the first episode, no wait, scratch that. In the prologue to the anime, we follow Rin Tosaka, who has already summoned her servant, a man with memory loss. Now, as you can see, she is fully utilizing the rule of keeping this Holy Grail War a secret by attending school. She knows that nobody would be stupid enough to fight in broad daylight. However, right as she enters school ground, she begins to experience something strange. Someone is setting up a magic field. A magic field that is meant to sacrifice everyone in order to accumulate more mana. Luckily, Rin was able to dispel it in time, or so we thought, because later on, Rin was going out to investigate a crime scene, only to find about 15 office workers dead. All of whom are killed from a love potion that specifically targets men. Now, apparently, this was ruled out to be a deadly ghastly, which I guess they can get away with. But literally the next day, Rin decided to show Japan what American school is like by chasing this man Shiro down, emptying the clip on him twice, and to make sure he's dead, blow up the entire classroom. This was in the evening, which I get that most of the students have already gone home, but there's just no staffs or extracurricular. However, remember that magic circle thing at the school? Because a couple of days later, this rat decided to replace the magic field and begin sacrificing every single student, including his own sister. I don't know why she thought they wouldn't just replace them, but luckily, Rin and Shiro managed to stop the rat and his servant before any real damage was done. But seeing all of this, you must be asking a question like me. How the heck are they keeping this whole thing a secret when servant battles are like Travis Scott's concert? Like, take a look at this. Archers all the way across town on the tallest building in the city. Then we see him summoning a sword as his arrow and shoot a giant bright blue beam across the entire city. Maybe you see this as a shooting star, right? But what about this part? Apparently, the church is responsible for covering up the damage and memory wiping the victims. The Mage Association, on the other hand, manipulates the media while also having this ultra mega rich family cover all the collateral costs. And collateral cost there is, because take a look at this. Fate 0. So, in the beginning of the 4th Holy Grail War, we see everyone summoning their servants, but remember how I said that the players are randomly selected? The first time we ever see this guy was when he has his dogs out. He was painting something on the ground while reading his book. But As he was painting with his foot, we pan over to see a news broadcast for a serial murder case, only to cut back over to see a head fall off his torso. Oh, but you must be thinking, he killed a couple in their own home and using their blood for a pentagram. So we got a serial killer in the game? No, that's not all, because watching just a bit more, you see that this man kidnapped their kid, then asking straight to his face, "Hey, would you mind being killed by a demon?" But then, the command seal popped up on his hand, and we see Castor. This freaky bug-eyed man asked him, "Oh, may I know who you are?" Then the serial killer dude was like, "I'm Ryunosuke Uryu. I work odd jobs. My hobbies are murder of all varieties, but I love kids." My master's a freak. Now get this chair out of my face. And bro, just look at how menacing this guy is. "Don't worry, child. You'll be A-okay. Now run along." Bro, what the freak, man? Oh my gosh, I'm free. I'm gonna get a new pair of pants. I got no parents anymore, but at least I can... The worst part is, you can still hear the scream of the kid. Meaning, this man was torturing a child for no reason. And they continue to do this for the entire season. All because they found it fun. Oh my gosh, bro. Put this man on death penalty now! But while he was out hypnotizing and kidnapping kids, we cut over to a high-class hotel where... let's just say our Lancer here was being a bit too charming. I mean, bro took his master's wife, had him sitting in the chair and everything. But while she was glazing him, the fire alarm suddenly went off. Now, obviously, this is a setup, so he sent down Lancer while also boasting about how he booby-trapped the crap out of this entire hotel. And look at this, bro kicked out every single resident just to do this crap. I mean, at least he actually let them go, right? Well, it turns out the citizens were being evacuated under order from Kiritsugu. Then... oh my gosh! That's gotta be at least a terrorism charge or something. But the crazy part is, Mage Guy didn't even die. I feel bad for these families, man. Now they got nowhere to sleep. Oh, but by the way, this wasn't even the worst atrocity this man has done. In fact, let's take a look at our next case. But first, this video is sponsored by Mecha Japan. How would you like to be watching your favorite anime only to realize you can't find a physical merch of them anywhere? Yeah, that sucks. And that's why you should visit Mecha Japan, an online store that offers products from all sorts of major Japanese brands. Ever wanted your own saber? Well, here is a huge selection of all kinds of sabers. Or maybe you're a horse fan like me, then check out these amazing figurines or dripped out watches. I didn't even know they sold this. Discover all these rare and exclusive Japanese products only found on Mecha. Mecha has over 50,000 high quality items with worldwide shipping. Follow Mecha on Instagram, YouTube, and X to be the first informed about collectibles and new items. Link in the description. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to point your eyes at case number 2, the Dead Apostles. Now, in our previous case, we saw the danger of the Holy Grail War and how you could randomly be caught in it. However, those things are rare because the Holy Grail War doesn't just happen every week or even year. So most of the time, we're good. Right? That's right, zombies. This story takes place on a nice small island following a young Kiritsugu. Now, Kiritsugu and his father moved to this island so that he can continue researching magic, which one day Kiritsugu will take over. But he has a different dream. And bro even got a potential future wife. She wants to learn more about magic in order to save and help people, while also showing everyone that Kiritsugu and his dad isn't that bad. But suddenly, on one sunny day like any others, his dad came into his room and asked, "Hey son, Did you enter my shed without asking?
No, Papa?
Ooh, yeah, stay at home today.
Why?
So Kiritsugu waited all day, thinking surely Shirley would come, but seeing that the sun was going down, he decided to ignore his father's wishes and went out to look for her. Only to find multiple bloody chickens. Following that trail reveals... Oh nah. He wanted to rush over to help her, but she told him to stay away. She can't hold it any longer. So she asked Kiritsugu, a literal child, to kill her because she's too afraid to end herself. Kiritsugu ran away. He called the priest, but as you can see, Shirley had disappeared. So priest told Kiritsugu to stay hidden in the church while he went out to warn the rest of the village. But just as he was taking his sweet time, we see him getting jumped by two individuals. Another one immediately went to try and hunt Kiritsugu.
Come on, little boy, open up so I can eat yours.
Three church members begins to fight the zombies like they're in round 1 COD. Knife only to get the bonus points, which gave Kiritsugu enough time to escape. But in the next scene, we see the Mage Association is also here, burning the entire village. It was all around chaos, and Kiritsugu was surrounded until this badass woman with a shouty crashed through the fence, through a zombie chasing her and the priest. But the woman reveals that nearly everyone on the island is dead or infected. These aren't actually zombies, but more like vampires, or officially called dead apostles. That's right, this was when the puzzle piece lined up. The medicine that his dad made turned Shirley into a dead apostle, which then led to her infecting everyone. His father is already packing the bags. Bro even burned his research so no one could suspect him of anything. But he turned around to see his son and was like, "Oh, finally, I thought I told you to stay home, you rambunctious."
Dad, why were you researching dead apostles?
Dang, how'd you know that?
Shirley used that magic on herself.
Oh. Damn. Yeah, sorry about your little crush, son, but it's kind of her fault for touching something that wasn't hers. But hey, you know, she contributed greatly. Turns out it was a complete failure. Anyways, we gotta get the heck out of here before that. Kiritsugu had enough. He grabs the gun, and on that night, Kiritsugu stopped his dad's scheme, then vowed to never hesitate again. But we can see the massive damage done to the entire island just from one recently created dead apostle. Now, imagine if they had time to grow. If you are interested in starting the Fate series or like JJK, I mean, just look, is that Kojo? Then let me put you on Fate Strange Fate because I'm about to show you one of the best fights starting 2026. So, this Holy Grail War takes place in the good old USA. But while the Mage Association was fighting a single servant, suddenly they all hear a sound of coming from the wall? Then bro just walked through that like he's from Harry Potter. So then John rushed over and he says, "Hey, put your hands up, you freaky pale man." And all we see is the camera panning right to left. Oh my gosh, he took his arms clean off. So the captain decided to summon monster to try and take this guy down, but just from closing his hand, these things burst into a red mist. But if that wasn't disrespectful enough, he started eating the sword. He then introduced himself to be Jester Cartour, a dead apostle. The thing you gotta know about the dead apostle is that everybody hates these guys. So that servant that was fighting the other mages earlier decided to try and wound him right away. But just look at this freaky man. He's lusting after she ripped his heart out. But to add even more insult to injury, he reveals that he's actually her master and forced her to teleport far away from the city. After that, he decides to kill everyone in this building. And just look at them. His hands are still in his pockets. Apparently, he also has Gojo's Infinity because no one can touch this guy at all. Not even after all this animation budget. Look how he's flexing on this girl, going in for a crazy back shot, only to get blocked with one fingertip, then he evaporates her weapon. Then he just started talking mad trash, straight to the captain about how humans are worthless. Picked up the sofa like it weighs nothing, and was about to bash the captain's head in until the priest stains the fit. Oh man, remember how I said that everyone hates Dead Apostle? Well, mostly everyone knows that Dead Apostles are dangerous. But the church? They hate vampires. Just to add more context to this fight, the church also doesn't like the Mage Association. So to see bro pat Captain on the back just so he can whoop the Dead Apostle is crazy. But this fight is just beautiful. However, I would like to show you again why this is a threat to us, because in the middle of the fight, Jester gets hit with a crazy map transition, sending him flying into the street. Mind you, this is in Las Vegas, which is more active at night. So imagine minding your own business only to see basically Gojo and Toji fighting again, causing crazy collateral damage, and just look at how he's holding these things. It's like he's throwing around tennis balls. But they continue fighting. Then Priestman pulled a move straight out of Chainsaw Man, glides up the building. Jester somehow has a fully loaded, I think that's an MP7 and a Benelli, mag dump the priest, and he just ate that. Then Priest said one of the craziest lines that just goes to show how stupidly tanky these Dead Apostles are. It's true that I can inflict the same amount of damage to you as nuclear missiles or chemical weapons. He knows he can't kill this guy even if he beats the crap out of him for 24 hours straight. But look at the hatred in this man's eyes as he says straight to this man's face, "You are a violation to humanity and God's territory. So I will simply annihilate you with the power of humanity." But unfortunately, the sun came up. So Jester makes his escape, but not before Priest tried to catch him, extends his mechanical arm, and just look at Jester. Got him putting a new brown stain on his all-white fit. But it was just barely out of range. Just kidding. Go-Go Gadget grenade launcher. But unfortunately for these random citizens, they all got bit in less than a second because these people commit the crime of simply being in the wrong place at the wrong time. But what really surprised me is how Priest didn't immediately know this kid is clearly Jester. I mean, just look at his eyes and hair. Man, get those fake tears out of here. You're not fooling anyone. But that was just a glimpse of the Dead Apostle case. These vampires are a pretty big menace, especially to us regular people. But now, what could be even worse than vampires and getting caught in a battle royale? What is our final case for this investigation? The final case, and I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Case number 3 consists of the Beast, or what the series would call them, the evils of humanity. Now, this is where I would consider Fate to be a lot more grand. There's a bunch of new concepts that I have yet to fully understand, so I can only give you like surface level knowledge on a couple of them. Now, for context, humanity has been deleted. You and I? Dusted. Literally across all time, humanity has been incinerated. So our protagonist has to go through these singularities to fix them, because this is based off of the gacha game. There's a lot of events going on, so we're gonna skip a lot. But after a bunch of really difficult battles, our MC beat the boss! Alright, we're saved! Or so they thought.
Hey, Fujimaru! What's going on over there? We saw you beat the final boss, but the stage is not cleared yet.
It turns out this whole time, the original Sin was asleep deep under the ocean. But in killing the Gorgon, they ended up waking the real catastrophe. The entire ocean begins to turn red. Then suddenly, the new humans have arrived. Oh my gosh, it just ripped her in half! This guy was begging for his life, and you can just hear the stomping of these creatures. The entire city is in chaos. Even worse, it seems like they take pleasure in murdering us. The militia stood no chance. This thing straight up ragdolled this guy. Actually, I think they just deleted him. After their onslaught, for some reason, the Lamus retreated. So fast forward like a few minutes, we can already see the amount of people the Lamu have killed. They then make these two fight to the death, only to kill him anyways. Oh nah, these things are pure evil. They literally said that Lamus are perfect creatures who don't need to eat or reproduce. So this confirms that they're just haunting us for fun. But just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, Tiamat can infect the servants as well. But when she does that, she can also clone them. The only way to stop this entire world-ending scenario is by pulling in Arknights and fighting the entire ocean. However, this whole time, we have only been talking about her ocean assimilating abilities. Slowly, her presence begins to flood the entire world, and if she succeeds, it would actually destroy the entire timeline. So, the team, including Gilgamesh, decided that the only way to stop this is to fight Tiamat herself. Bro, just look at this. When the team was getting closer, they found out that Tiamat singing is the same level of energy as a hydrogen bomb. Then Ishtar was like, watch this DPS check. Splits the freaking sky apart and summon, is that a whole planet? She then compressed the entire planet. Then exploded directly in front of Tiamat's face, nuking the entire ocean and leaving a massive gaping hole. Oh my gosh, we did it! Yo, the stats are going crazy. You actually one-shot the real final boss. Oh my gosh, you need to get out of there! This is the true Tiamat, the primordial goddess of life. The corruption begins to spread at a greater speed. It was looking like the movie 2012, but fortunately, Gilgamesh had prepared, erecting giant toothed walls that blocks the oncoming ocean for at least a few days. That's a few days to think. However, when they got their moment of respite, Gilgamesh reveals that there is only 500 people left in Uruk City. If my research is correct, Uruk has a population of about 50,000 people, meaning in just one evening, 99% of the people died. I'm gonna have to stop it here because I'm pretty sure you can already get the picture. I'll probably not make a part 2 since copyright's been hitting me for like a month now. But if you'd like a part 2, let's see if this video can hit like 100,000 eyes in a week. Basically, like and share. Oh, and thank you for 10,000. Here's to many more. Okay, tạm biệt.